Okay. It's 3:47 a.m. Why am I live at 3:47 a.m. you might ask? Because I told myself I'm going to do this today. And if I tell myself I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. Now, is it late? Yeah. Do you have an appointment tomorrow morning? Yeah. Are we doing this anyway? Hell yeah. Let me pop out the chat. Crazy time to be alive. Good morning. Where do I even see this stuff now? How do you see your stream settings and stuff? It's interesting that this is there now. I don't know how I feel about that. Mousehold propaganda shall rise. I don't have a mousehold, which, I mean, it'd be good with, like, my guy, but I don't feel like I need it. Personally, every stream is a win stream for the Europeans, depending on where you are. All right, let me let the Discord know. Thank you, Gio. Alright, everyone, I am live. $3:49 a.m. Probably get some people here like, yo, what the hell's going on, bro? Why are you live so late? Hey, much love, fam. I appreciate you. What up, Jonathan? I don't know if you saw. Yo, congrats, Ness. Proud of you, fam. Do your thing. Have a great night. Very proud of you, though. That's awesome. Let me put this right here. Good morning. Okay, so probably won't make this stream too long because obviously it's very late at night or early for some of you guys, depending where you are. We're talking about the week 3 matchups for Wolfey's Draft League. It's gonna be a very fun week because we have a lot. What up, Reef? It's gonna be a fun week because we do have. Thank you, fam. We do have a lot of changes that happen to the teams. If you guys missed the change video, make sure you check that out. Of course, though. Good morning. Good morning. That was recorded a couple days ago. I'm glad you got. Can you play Scary Pokemon for October? I'll barely be here, unfortunately. Teams get locked at actually before next week starts. So there were some changes actually going into next week too. What up, Maddie? We'll see if we can actually, Coach, I appreciate you. We'll see if we can actually end up doing a video for that. We'll see. But just because people are at VGC events and whatnot, so it's a little bit harder to get all the coaches together. But I really am proud of what we made last time, and I'm just very happy about it. But this is Shady versus James. Y'all know James is top 4 worlds, semifinalists. What up, what up? This early morning or late night? Yes. And Shady's still trying to grab a win. He did get one versus Nekra, but overall he did not win the set. So pretty big game. James, actually, if he loses as well, he'd be 1-2. So a pretty big game overall, in my opinion. Just to see. A few things, Tawny. It's good to see you, my friend. I've been well. It's great to see you, honestly. Oh, good afternoon. Yeah, for me, it's 3:51 a.m., so it's a little different. So a few things about this matchup that I think are really interesting. I really like, obviously, the 2 main stars of Shady's team, right? I think Ursaluna and Armor Rouge are very good here. Some sort of expanding force Armor Rouge, obviously. Heat Wave, whatever, is really nice here. And then, of course, just a standard dot Ursaluna. Facade, Headlong Rush, or EQ next to Drifblim, I think are very good too. Hello, Tay. Hello, Fi. What up, Van? So I think that's really nice. Phantos. I am tired, Phantos. How you doing, buddy? But another thing I do like, though. Yeah, I am Eastern. I'm Eastern, but I want to go crazy. I want to go live. Another one I actually really like here as well is Earthworm. I think Earthworm eating up the EQs, which is also why I like the EQ here. I think Earthworm eating up the EQs is very good. I also like the immunity to, again, Crocodile's EQ. But like an Iron Defense Earthworm looks very good. If Ape is forced to Terra here, fearing Expanding Force, Iron Defense Body Press Earthworm goes kind of crazy. But from James's side, I think his first two are very good, right? Ninetales almost always guaranteed Veil here. Nothing can really stop that. Maybe like a Scarf Houndoom, or which we did see last week, or Scarf Armarouge would be the only thing. But either way, Ninetales probably also has Sash if it wants to. Just because like the big thing about Ninetales here is just gonna have a lot of utility, right? The Veil, the Encore, Icy Wind, Blizzard, etc. all really good. Trick Room for sure coming from Shady, right? You either have it on DD or you have it on Drifblim. I think both of them should come. I think you could also bring Tailwind on Drifblim too, just because James might have fast Pokemon. But like if you go like if you look at James's team and you look at Shady's, right? James's 2 Trick Room modes are faster under Trick Room than Ursaluna. So knowing that, there's not a lot of reason to run Min Speed ever on Ursaluna in this game at all, right? Because Hydrapple will always underspeed you, and Duosion as well on the Trick Room. So what you want to end up doing is you can run Speed, so that way under Trick Room you're still slower than every other mon, because after that it goes way up, right? The speed tiers jump way up, right? After that the next speed tier is Blastoise, and then after that it goes 306, 306, 383, 348, 306, etc., etc. Obviously I'm saying the level 100 max speed numbers, but still. What up, Blops? How you doing, Pyro? So I am live late, so you don't really need the option for min speed on Ursaluna, and I'm trying to say that Tailwind mode can be really good because you don't need that much speed as well on Ursaluna. It's probably about 100 EVs or so, maybe slightly more, to be able to outspeed even the fastest Pokemon like Kilowattrel on that team. And it's not like there's no reason to max speed, right? I think the big thing that James can do here is run a lot of HP on almost everything. I'm feeling good, thank you. So a lot of HP on, like, because there's not a lot of reason to max speed. Look at this team. Fastest mon is Houndoom, right? If you're not counting like Undertale, in which Drifblim would just outspeed everything anyway. So what I'm saying is James can run a lot of bulk here on all of his mons. He could try and hit particular spots for like Tailwind and things like that too, but I don't think it's necessary. But if I'm James, I think Crocodile comes 100%, right? You can't get Expanding Force. You need your pure Dark type. I think that Annihilate can run Terra Dark here too, which isn't terrible. And the reason, again, for the Expanding Force stuff, you said physical in DD? Or do you mean Phys Def in DD? Oh, the most threatening mons on Shady's are obviously Armarouge and Ursaluna, right? And Earthworm. Oh, Phys Def. Okay, yeah. And then from James's side, mons are just very, very, very scary. I think his first 2 Pokemon are very good. I think Annihilate has potential to just run away with the whole game if it wants to. I think that his Hydrapple is a really good mon here too for the anti-Trick Room or even its own Trick Room mode. I really like Blastoise too. I think you want a Pokemon that can resist fire, and Blastoise vs Crocodile kind of shut down Armarouge together. So I think those guys are really, really strong. Like if I'm James, I'd bring Annihilate, Ninetales, Crocodile, Blastoise, Hydrapple, and then the last can be some mixture of Duosion if you want screens. It can be honestly like Sash on anything that's not Ninetales as well can also work. I think those 6 can work. So run Tailwind for Shady, considering that James with 9% have Icy Wind or Tailwind himself. Feels like wasted speed EVs on Ursa. I mean, I think it still makes sense because it's not guaranteed that they get him off, like, especially if you go Ursa in the back, right? If you end up leading in DD Armarouge, you go for Follow Me plus Expanding Force. You break the Sash on Ninetales. You get Icy Winded, and then whatever kills something. Maybe Final Gambit Aperwell kills something. After Sash on Ninetales is broken, you bring out your... What up, Doctor? I think Earthwind's really good here. You bring out your Drifblim, go for Tailwind, and now your Ursaluna plus Armarouge are faster than things. I feel like there's a lot that can happen there. I had Rhydon in the UCL, the original. It was really nice. I don't think going all in on Trick Room is that great because, as I mentioned earlier, I think he's going to bring Trick Room, right? There's no reason not to bring Trick Room on Indeedee or Drifblim. But I think Tailwind should come too. But if he goes all in on Trick Room and then... What up, fam? And then Hydrapple comes, which is slower than everything under Trigger Room, and then threatens things with Grass Knot, Earth Power, etc., etc. Pokefan, thank you for the 5, fam. Good to see you. I think that it gets a lot worse. That's why I'm saying it's okay to do that. You don't necessarily need a max HP on Ursaluna in this game. You might even need max attack, to be honest. But I really like from Shady his top 3. I like Drifloon, I like Earthworm. And then the last mon can kind of be anything. It's a little bit hard to bring Scrafty, because it's good into Crook and stuff like that, and it can like, but then it's bad into like Ninetales, and obviously you don't want to raise Annihilate stats with Defiant, so it's really tough. What's good? You think that the plan with Ursuluna and Ursa keep the worm healed up? 100%. I think Earthquake is really good next to Earthworm. I think Iron Defense Earthworm is really good here too. Like very, very good. Extremely good. I also think it's a little bit tough for like James to bring Kilowattrel, because while you can Weather Ball, which would be good, your other moves are like Hurricane and stuff like that, and it's I don't think Kilowattrel is that great. Like I'd bring maybe Cinderace before that, just to get like strong hits off potential suckers. Though you turn off an Indeedee, smoke that thing with Libero, etc., etc. I've arrived, driving to the house right now. Hey, stay safe. Trying to drink this, man. Got my wife put some water in this. I was like, I got it. I don't think Fungus is great here, because while there is obviously the like Ape can run Citrus. Ape can be first off. There's a lot of things Ape can do here, right? Let's talk about Ape. Ape can Final Gambit if it really wants to, but I think Ape is just also good at just bulking up and attacking in general. I think Terra Dark Assault Vest is decent. I think bulk up Terra Dark is good. I like Terra Dark. Like I'm pretty big on Terra Dark in this game. I think the immunity to Expanding Force is big, while not giving up. You know, if you're Terra Steel and you're immune, or you're resistant to it, then you're also weak to Heat Wave and Headlong Rush, etc., etc. So I think Dark is a little bit better. There's some arguments that can be made for safety goggles, just backup check to something like Spore. I want to say as well, Vital Spirit is also something you can do, which would be a really tough read from James, predicting Scrafty not to come. So that'd be a fire read by James if he ends up doing that. It's not past my bedtime. Bro. Do I look 5? Bedtime. I go to sleep when I need to. I don't need to yet. I do have to wake up early, but I don't need to sleep right now. What I need to do is talk about these Pokemon, because I enjoy this. But no, I'll sleep in like an hour and a half or something, whenever we end. It could be earlier, who knows. I think this is a really fun game though, because I think it's really close, right? Like things like AV Hydrapple, AV Crocodile are pretty nice. Even AV Blastoise, I think are all pretty good options here. I think if I'm Earthworm, I low-key run, not low-key, I run Grass Knot, Earth Power. I like Terra Blast Fire as a means of smoking, Hydrapple, excuse me. I like Terra Blast Fire as a means of smoking Earthworm, but even Grass Knot does a lot if you're max special attack. Terra Psychic Braviary cleans, it'd be nasty. I think Will-O-Wisp is also really good exactly into Ape and stuff like that, which is also another reason why Houndoom could be last. So I actually haven't been on Twitter in about a week, Bubble. I do still have to check the thing you tagged me in, but I like I said, I have not been on that site in like over a week. I think probably a week at this point. I don't know, it might be more than a week at this point. I don't know. I've been enjoying my Twitter cleanse. I think the last thing I saw was I retweeted a Draco jacket that Boff had, and I have not logged in after that. But I'll definitely check it out when I go back on. I promise. I appreciate it. Ninetales 100% has Encore here, right? Encore is just good. Icy Wind is good. Would you guys run the Final Gambit on Ape, or would you just go bulk up? I think both are very good. I think getting rid of Amon is crazy. I think Indeedee should go Terra Ghost just in case the Final Gambit, since it will definitely be running Follow Me here. I really, really, really like Houndoom. Actually, thinking about the Wisp. Also, Drifloon being able to do it too. It's an interesting time. I know Shady also really likes Houndoom on his team. And it's been cool to see it put into some work. I have Houndoom on like one of my Nat Dex drafts. But it's also VGC, so it doesn't really count. It's also Mega Houndoom. So Ooh, thoughts on the Duogen? It's actually pretty solid here. It gets a Trick Room, so it gives James a guaranteed Trick Room. Hey, Jaden, how are you, fam? So that's not a terrible option at all. The matchup seems interesting, right? Because I think if Shady can force Terras, he has a lot of ways to win. Like if he forces a Terra on Ape for expanding force, then he has Earthworm as a potential win con. If he forces Terra on Crocodile, he can just click expanding force, which is part of the reason why Crocodile might not run expanding force ever. The Mighty would call the Weevilles to return. Shout out to Moet. He might. I don't think he has a switch too, though. But maybe in the future, he might end up doing something like that. I like my shaker better. Shout out to the wifey, though. This Hydro Flask. I definitely like my shaker better. I think Pokemon I would not bring from James's side. There's no point in bringing Furt, right? Because Follow Me doesn't help here. A lot of these attacks are multi-target. But that's also another reason why I think Shady can get away with Tailwind here. Well, I think it's also harder for James to bring Tailwind Kilowattrel because he's fearing that. Like, I really think James's guaranteed Mons are Ape, Ninetales, Crocodile, Blastoise, and Hydrapple. But if I follow you, does it help? Sure. I think those are James's guaranteed 5, right? I don't know what the last would be. Duogen gives you Trick Room mode, or Anti-Trick Room to click reverse Trick Room. I think Cinderace could be interesting. Fire Resist. U-Turn's pretty strong. Powerball is pretty strong. Sucker Punch. If you end up dealing with terrain. Under Screens is pretty nice. Wisp is really good too into like Earthworm. But not into Ursaluna, obviously. I don't like Revavroom because Revavroom is weak to everything here. I'm just not a fan of Kilowattrel. It's the fastest Mon, but like, well, you got a Weather Ball. You don't do a lot of damage. Maybe like Discharge spam next to Crook EQing could be really cool. I think Shady brings both Trick Room and, what up, Jake? And Tailwind. Like, I 100% would do that. I'll bring both. Yeah, but the thing is, if he brings Sucker Punch, at least on Shady's side, he would, because Houndoom could also run Sucker. Maybe not. Houndoom should run like Wisp, Fire Move. Wisp, Fire Move for sure. Heat Wave, Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Overheat, whatever. I think Wisp is just so good. I like Doom. I do like Doom. I like Doom plus Armor Rouge. I think both are good. But I think Shady's guaranteed are the top 3 in Earthworm and Drifblim. I think those 5 should come. And I think the last one could literally be some risk. What up, Diamond? The last one could just be some mix of it. Of the rest. I would love to see Hisui and Braviary go crazy here. With like Terra Blast Fairy, Esper Wing, etc. Next to Follow Me, or Expanding Force, I guess. I think it's just hard to use Scrafty here because you can't use your Intimidate ability, or you're potentially powering up Ape. It could run Vital Spirit, though. I think the thing about Heat Wave is that it hits Ninetales, Jake. That's the big one, right? Like, you'll be able to hit Ninetales plus Crook, which is why I like Heat Wave on... Or are you talking about on Dog or Armor Rouge? Because Armor Rouge is strong. If you're talking about Houndoom, then it's a different story. I think on Armor Rouge it makes sense, though. Dog. Okay, yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's why I was also that's why I also talked about like potential overheat just for a nuke or flamethrower, fire blast. I don't think you ever bring Stantler. Another Mon that like Frisk is cool. It can get up Trick Room, but whatever. I don't think it's that great. Another Mon weak to 8. I'm not gonna count out Fungus because if Trick Room is up, obviously Spore is good, which is why another reason why I think James can bring Safety Goggles or even Vital Spirit on his Ape. Pokeaim wins 8-0. Next question. Hey, me. He can run Hypnosis on Ninetales if he wants to try and sleep something. Hey, I mean, if the Stantler sweep happens, I'll be real happy. You know what low-key would be good here? It's not Stantler, but Weird Ear would be sick if he had it. Who do you believe has advantages based on typings and overall Pokemon? I'd give it slightly to James because Shady has to set up speed or who's some type of seat control, whereas James is almost always attacking before Shady. Always. What has been your favorite scrap from the league so far used that is not one of your own? Trying to remember all the battles. I mean, I liked Uzi a lot versus Cybertron because it was cool to see Topsy-Turvy. I think that was fun. I also think Braviary is pretty cool here too because Braviary can tear. I think Terra Fairy is really interesting. What up, Black? Like you run a Terra Fairy, right? So you touch the ground. Then you can actually get the boost from Expanding Force. And then you can also Terra Blast, etc. That's true, Jake, which is why I think that Ape could potentially go for like final game. But I will give the slight advantage to James, not based on players or anything like that, but in terms of teams, like I mentioned, Shady really has to do a lot to get speed control. Activate Weak Armor, activate Psychic Terrain for Indeedy's Tailwind, and then if you have... Say, what up, fam? Like, think about it like this, right? James sends out 9 Tails plus Annihilate. You automatically are faster than everything on Shady's team, for the most part. Maybe Max Speed Houndoom. But Max Speed Houndoom outspeeds Annihilate, obviously not 9 Tails. And then you're automatically threatened by a Final Gambit, potentially, or a Veil. Or an Icy Wind. Shady sends out Drifblim plus Indeedy. So he has 2 support Pokemon out. One of them can set up Trick Room, one of them can set up Tailwind. Well, one of them can do both. But what do? And then you have to bring in your guys in the back safely after that. So I would definitely give the advantage to James here. Cook seems so strong at Shady, low-key. Yeah, it's really good. Intimidate's good. Its natural typing's great. Let's change all big upgrades. Even Chimecho. Sad that our Go LMO had to go, though. Chimecho's amazing. I do think that Rhyperior is better than Rhydon objectively, but the item save is real nice. Like, very, very nice. I run a super fast Houndoom, counter snow warning, sunny day. Well, I mean, fast Houndoom can do that, but like it's slower than 9 Tails no matter what, right? Yeah, I think there's not that much margin as well between like Rhydon plus that. I'm gonna try and change my voice because I know it's a little. Yeah, but I didn't really feel the Rhydon fit well, and if you want the dynamic, it feels similar. I don't say exactly. I do think Poltergeist though and Comfey are very close, neck and neck. Like obviously, one of them being able to switch in and heal was better than the super heals, but Comfey obviously gives me them super heals, right? Very priority wise. And I love Lapras. But yeah, if I had to give this matchup, we're not gonna spend too much longer on this. If I had to give the matchup, I think that James, I'd say 55-45. I think it's closer than a lot of people think. I think that one good play by Ursaluna, like we saw Aaron versus Shady last week, right? And Aaron did make the call on predicting the substitute, which was a really good call on Aaron's part. Had he not made that call, Shady would have won that game. Do you bring Brick Break Scrafty? Yeah, you can bring Brick Break. Shady with Helping Hand, Normal Gem Explosion. Ooh. FA, why not? That'd be fire. Unless you're fighting Annihilate Bleed. I think Veil is really problematic. But like, if you're bringing Scrafty, what are your other guys, right? Oh, Jolteon's sick. I love that mon so much. But yeah, again, just to reiterate, the 5 I think Shady's bring. I don't know the 6. The 5 I think Shady's bring is a top 3. Drifblim, Earthworm. I think they're really good. I think Earthworm defensively can Iron Defense. If it finds, it can even coil and run like Terra Blast Ghost to deal with Annihilate if it stays. And then from James, the 5 I think he brings, I don't know the 6 again. Annihilate, Ninetales, Crocodile, Blastoise, Hydrapple. I think those 5 are guaranteed coming from both. I think they're too good into each other to not bring. It's true. So Draco also, I think, in a vacuum was really good for my team for the point value I had, obviously, prior. But, yeah. I'll give it to James over Shady. All right, this is a big one. This is a big one. I'm excited about this one. We have Nekra and Aaron. So Aaron comes off of a win, right, in week 2. So it's 1-1. And Nekra obviously played me. So this is a fun one because also Aaron's been uploading on time. That's my guy. Later, Diamond. So I'm very excited about that. A few things are a little bit scary here. Low-key, I'd run like Clear Amulet Slaking. I'd run Clear Amulet Slacking. I think that Ice Punch. Hammer Arm potentially, or high horsepower, whatever you want to do. And then normal move is really good. Knockoff is really good. Uploading at a time, go to he gets my vote for that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, bro. You know, Aaron is our traveling coach, man. He don't always be uploading. So having that. But like I like Ice Punch a lot. I like Ice Punch a lot. I think Life Orb can also do it too and just say F it, we ball. But do you bring Revival Blessing or is that? I think Palmet's good. Don't get me wrong. I think Palmet's really good here. Electricity is nice. The double shock plus the Ice Punch is really good too. I think he runs double Ice Punch on both that and slacking. I think both are good. Haze isn't bad because this is one thing I want to talk about here is that like Nekra could bring Hitmontop, but Hitmontop's so bad, right? Like yes, it gets wide guard, which is what the point I'm about to make real soon. Melina, it's great to see you. I did have a pretty decent day. I appreciate you, fam. So Nekra could bring Ride Guard, right? Because the point I'm about to make is that Aaron's double attacking gold is so good here, man. Make It Rain, Thunderbolt, and Shadow Ball plus Protect is all Aaron needs. He could even just run Terra Steel, Specs, and click Make It Rain next to Murkrow, which I think Murkrow should come for the Tailwind, and then the Haze spam, whatever. Like, that's so good into Nekra. He fakes out, so he's already halfway to VGC. You're right. I hope you're doing all right, Melina. So I think that's really good. I think Golden Go is just because like look at Nekra's follow me support, right? Clef is follow me, but that doesn't match up well in the Golden Go. And what do? Do you Terra Water in front of Golden Go, and then Golden Go ends up hitting you with like electric attacks? So that's bad. I think you did say that. I think it's going to be Pranks to Tailwind, Crow, and run the Weezing Slacking combo with Golden back. I agree 100% with you. I don't think this is a Dozo game. I think there's no reason to bring Dozo, right? Let's look through the options for it. Unaware Fable is one of them. Gyarados intimidates. Rotom can live a hit and wisp. You know, you're dealing with consistent sand damage. You're dealing with a lot of fake outs and stuff like that. I don't think Dozo comes. I do think Solo Tatsu is pretty interesting here, though. Because Muddy Water is very, very good into Nekra. And it ignores the... and Icy Wind is also very good, right? So, like, Tatsu can ignore the follow me's and just click Icy Winds, wearing down Garchomp, and also do that too. Arena Trap is funny. I don't even know if he's ever going to bring that Dugtrio. I'm excited, though. This might actually... Okay, here's the problem with Arena Trap. I'm not even sure Life Orb High Horsepower knocks out Tyranitar if it's not running Bulk. I'm so sorry. If it's not running Bulk, I'm not even sure Life Orb High Horsepower knocks it out. And then when the Clefable, which is Fizz Def, follow me, and you do 40% maybe on a high roll. That being said, it can run Adamant here over Jolly if it wants to like speed tie, I guess, with, what is it, Scyther? I believe they speed tie. Hey, Gummy. That's what I'm saying. I think Tatsu is I think Solo Tatsu is good. I don't like Dozo. I think that Golden Go is really good. I think Weezing Slacking is incredible, right? Because like Weezing Slacking also... Oh, ability shield 100% if you're running that on for sure. For sure. Good to see you, Lux. I guess that's another reason why I had mentioned Clear Amulet, but Life Orb Slacking looks even better now, right? Like, I mean, he's been bringing that a lot, but Weezing plus Slacking, you run a Life Orb, you ignore Intimidates, and you just run High Horsepower, Ice Punch, Double Edge, Knockoff. 4 attacks. Maybe Terra Ghost for Fake Out, but I doubt Hitmontop comes to this game. I don't think it's good. Show up to the occasional stream. Also, what regional are you doing this season if you decide it? It's going to be next year. Maybe not the Orlando one, but the Illinois one. Is there a Chicago one? I don't want to go back to Florida. What is Gyarados coverage? Would you be DD next to follow me? It's probably DDEQ, I guess, if I had to. It's tough, dude. I think Gyarados is really good with just clicking waterfalls and stuff like that, too. You can justify Earthquake, Waterfall, T-Wave even, like, support-wise. The thing is, I actually don't even know if Nekra likes T-Tar here. Right? Think about it like this, Jake. Let's look at all the Mons on Aaron's team that beat T-Tar unless it Terras. And if T-Tar Terras, then one of the better Mons can't. Joey, if you're actually a Yankees fan, my condolences. I'm not. My family is, but I'm not. Found out we were gonna have Vegas regionals this year. Now I don't have to leave the state. Let's go. Like, let's look at all the mons that beat just T-Tar based on typing, right? Just based on natural typing. I'm not talking about Assault Vest. I'm not talking about It Lives a Hit from Make It Rain and knocks out with knockoff. Dozo, Golden Go, Tatsugiri, Palma, Weezing, Doug Trio. Like, this team is very good. Aaron could even run Hammer Arm if he really wants to, right? He can run Hammer Arm and Oko that thing. I 100% agree with you. I think it's Golden Go. I think it's Murkrow. I think it's Weezing. I think it's Slacking. I think it's Palmot. I think Palmot's very good here. Fake out support's nice. Faster than Garchomp. Threatens it with Ice Punch. Close combat's really good. Double Shock. Smokes Terra Water. Clefable. Like, and then I think his last mon, I legit think, as you mentioned, it could potentially be Dugtrio. But I don't think Dugtrio pairs well next to anything outside of Murkrow. And I don't think that actually kills things. Unless it's like Arena Trap, Terra Blast Ice, Physical with high horsepower, Rock Slide, and Protect. That low-key could be it. But I think Tatsugiri is really good. I like Tatsugiri. Like, Solo Tatsugiri I think is really good for the Icy Wind. I think Scarf Tatsugiri is actually really nice for that. For the Icy Wind next to Make It Rain. And that's like Anti-Tailwind versus Nekra. Is this not a 4-mon? Yeah, but I'm talking about the 6 Pokemon you bring to the best of 3 set. Scyther and Palma, I believe, speed tie, which is also another reason why I think Scyther can actually come. Oh, Nekra's really solid. I agree. Correct. You bring 6, you bring 4. One thing that I actually think is pretty interesting into Aaron, outside of obviously Golden Go, because I think Golden Go is going to be the scary mon for her to deal with, is a fluffy dog clicking Howl. Like, if I'm Nekra here, I might even just forgo my Sand, because you're not guaranteed to get up Sand unless you're running Ability Shield on it. I think a fluffy dog using Howl next to, because it's very bulky, right? So it hits from literally every mon on that team outside of Golden Go. Scarf Howl can also do it too with Scarf Last Respect. I agree with you. Which country does Joey live in? Isn't he early in the morning in the U.S.? I do. You could have asked me too. I mean, I respond. I live in the U.S., yeah. I'm in Connecticut right now, but I lived all my life in New York. I think he brings Dozer for emergency shutdown physical attackers. I don't know if it's necessary, though. I don't know if that's necessary. I think Aaron's trying to play a fast game here. If you're running Slacking, Weezing, you want to pick up KOs as quickly as possible, right? Slacking has the bulk to do it, and you just want to get double attacks off. And then in the back, you want to do the same thing with Golden Go Murkrow. You want to do the same thing with like a... I think Aaron runs Life Orb on Golden Go or Metal Coat, because Make It Rain is really freaking good next to Thunderbolt and stuff. I said solid, not salad. Come on. Reflect Toe with Sport. Yo, unironically, Aaron plays me next week, and Toad School is very good into me. Just know that I respected it in the builder. So this is what I think Nekra does. You take advantage of your overall bulk on Pokemon like Garchomp and things like that. Because you know the fact that Weezing has to run Neutralizing Gas, right? It might end up being Terra Grass in this one. I think, actually, no. Weezing is 100% Terra Grass in this game. Look at the whole team. Why would you not run Terra Grass in a Nekra? I think if you're going to run a Dozo, you run AV or low-key, like, I think Bandit Dozo is pretty cool. Like, look at the Wave Crash switching with Bandit Dozo next to, like, Weezing. But, or AV with Avalanche, Wave Crash, etc., etc. Tricking the ability shield onto Slacking is very viable. It's something that Shady Penguin did last week. Clear Emet's pretty good too. But I don't like Dozo as much as I like Solo Tatsu. I think that Icy Wind Tatsu kind of puts the team together, because I do think that there's the option of Tailwind from Nekra. I think less Fletchender and more Scyther. The reason I think Scyther is because Scyther can run Eviolite and actually live a hit for most of Aaron's team to get up the Tailwind, whereas Fletch is like, okay, I'm going to get up Tailwind and die, and then try to be Aaron's Demon mode. Because I think in offense versus offense, Aaron has a slight advantage, right? Like, the only mon on that team that has immediate power, in my personal opinion, is Garchomp, right? Whereas Aaron's team, the mons that have immediate power into Nekra's team are Golden Go, Palma, and Slacking. So I don't think you bring Fletchender, which you typically bring if you're going for a faster... I don't play VGC. I don't play doubles. But that's my... When I do play, that's my thoughts on that, right? You want the faster game to go by. So I don't think, for that reason, I don't think that Nekra brings Fletch. I think Scyther is better at setting up Tailwind and attacking. Yeah, I'll teach our low kick, Oko, but most likely, yeah. Dude, I fought a Bandit Dozo in Mox. That Mon Terra Dragon click outrage into me. I just want to let y'all know. It was Bandit, Tatsugiri came in, it absorbed the Tatsu, and then it Terra Dragon outraged, and all my Mons died in a mock. That was very fun. And I think the way Nekra does that is, like, into the slacking mode, you run, like, Cobra Berry Houndstone, because it's still obviously you lose your Fluffy, so that knockoff is going to hurt. But Cobra Berry, you tank the knock, you go for Wisp, which is why I like Wisp Howl on the dog. Scarf obviously does the exact same thing, but can only click one move. But I do, again, I like Scarf Dog. I like Scarf Dog a lot. I think Howl is, in general, I just like Howl on the dog here. I don't think you go for it with a Sand Sweeper. I think you go for it to support Gyarados, to support Garchomp, right? Because if I'm Nekra, I'm bringing Gyarados for sure. You need to make it rain resist. And water resist. Garchomp, obviously. Clefable for follow me. I like Scyther. I like the dog. And then some option of like Rotom. Rotom is your Dozo, don't 6-0 me. And because it's immune to the EQ, resist the wave crash, etc., etc. Can probably Terra Fairy as well and deal with Odor Up, whatever. Gyarados is so dangerous. And his main is not only a real threat to the EQ because Palma EQs and such leads like Gyarados a lot more for Dozo cover. It's tough to deal with, right? I agree. I'm head out. I don't get this advanced VGC talk. Do your thing, Jake. You were literally in a doubles thing. Just insurance in the last slot. Garchomp plus Scyther kind of hits hard. I agree. I think EQ Garchomp next to Scyther is really good. Especially because, and I actually like that pair a lot. Kind of similar to what she ran into me, but she didn't end up like killing the Mon. But like Garchomp Scyther into like Wheezing, Slacking is really interesting because Earthquake obviously does a lot. You probably lose Garchomp to Ice Punch. But like if Wheezing ends up tearing, then you kill it with dual Wing Beat. Toad's base 70 speed. Which is, I don't think it's that great into Nekra. I do think Murkrow just gives her the immediate. I think the reason you always bring Murkrow is because you still need to respect the fact that Nekra's Houndstone could late game you. You also want to respect the fact that like Garchomp could have Sandveil and stuff. I think you just always want to bring the Crow for that. It also gives you Quash, potentially. So you can slow down the Garchomp. Foul Play is also exactly really good into Garchomp, Houndstone, Gyarados. Really good. Scyther. You literally need speed control here. Does Cybertron ever rain dance on Wheezing or does it not accomplish anything? I don't think it's necessary. Because if Wheezing's next to like anything, Wheezing gets rid of Sand Rush, Wheezing gets rid of Sandveil, so it's not necessary. Hey, friend, I think it's actually gonna be. I think it's pretty decent. I don't think it's that like. I think it's pretty close. So like, there's not really necessary to have it on Wheezing because again, you're running neutralizing gas, so Wheezing naturally getting rid of the abilities just by being alive. You know. This is such a cool draft, man. I think these are my two favorite drafts in the league. By the way. Like, both of these teams are my favorite. Nekra's team is just so aesthetically pleasing. I think it's solid. And then Aaron's team is just so frustrating to deal with. There's so many more. I saw a comment in the other video talking about how Uzi's team is scary to deal with than Aaron's. And they were like, well, Aaron's, you know he's going to bring Slacking Wheezing, so you prep for that. Oh, you know that he can bring Dozo Tatsu, so you prep for that. And you know he can have Tailwind plus Golden Ghost, so you prep for that. And I'm just here thinking like, you just named 3 very devastating cores that you expect me to bring 4 Pokemon every single time to be able to deal with. I'm just drinking water. It's a little too late. I was drinking my advanced GG protein earlier. Like I feel like that, like that's like goes against your comment, right? Because like obviously with Uzi, exactly. That's the big thing too. You can have the perfect team into Aaron that can threaten all of them. But then you also have to pick the correctly. And I'm going to say this. It's like Aaron's always at the advantage. Because I'm the one who has to pick correctly into what mode he brings. Whereas Aaron has the choice of what mode he brings. Does that make sense? If I think Aaron's going to bring lead Golden Go Murkrow, I might lead differently into it. But Aaron decides, I'm just going to bring Slacking plus Weezing because it devastates early. And then I'm going to bring this second mode in the back. It can be Tatsu. You know, there's other things Aaron can do, right? You know how devastating it could be if you lead poorly into literally Tatsu Dozo immediately, and you're automatically forced to give up 2 of your Mons, and then he has Tailwind Murkrow in the back, or Slacking or Revival Blessing. So I think that Aaron's team is the most annoying team to prep in the entire league. In the entire league. And there's not a new... And do I think his team is unbeatable? Absolutely not. But no team's unbeatable here. I don't think anybody has like, this team is disgusting. You can't do anything with this. Oh, this team is crazy. But he has so many tools at his disposal, and they all match up so well, right? And he hasn't even brought like the last 3 Pokemon yet. I don't think so anyway. I don't remember them in week 1 or 2. He's only consistently brought his first 7. So there's just so much there, man. It's kind of similar. I don't know if you guys remember my game versus... That's another thing, right? Like, we're talking about all the modes that are scary, right? The 3 modes I just named. I didn't talk about the Fast Spore mode, or the Hypnosis Yanma mode, or the Arena Trap mode, which versus some people is not an actual joke, right? It's actual real mode, you know? And to Wolfey, trapping Primarina could be crazy. Terra Blast Icing Noivern could be crazy. So, like, I give... Aaron's team, in my opinion, on the entire league is scarier than anybody else's team. Just based on prep alone. But yeah. And again, Aaron's also really good too. So that's my thing on that. Do I think Nekra has tools to take it down? I do. But I'm just... That was me just responding to that comment. And no hard feelings for that comment. Because I think it's I love the... This is just my opinion versus their opponent. I love the thought-provoking comments a lot. I think they're really good. I think one of my favorite... I think Draft is... With this league, we're at a renaissance right now, right? Like, we just did a really fun video on the changes, which I was very happy about. I'm glad all the coaches... Like, that was my idea, and that, like, it was on a whim, right? And Wolfey did his thing, and when he said, okay, back to you, Joey. I hadn't recorded any of my parts, by the way, until everybody sent me theirs. But when Wolfey was the first one, he said, okay, back to you, Joey. I was like, that's what we're fucking doing. That's what we're fucking doing. Once he said that to me, I was like, all right, we're newscasting it. Literally had no direction for this video, by the way, at all, until Wolfey sent me his part. Because he did it first. I asked him for his part and his thoughts. And because I wanted to get all the coaches together. But once he sent me that, I was like, all right, we're fucking doing that. So, shit was great. But anyway, I'm very... My goat. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I just started fucking shaving out of nowhere and all that shit. There's just a lot of stuff, man. And that's why I didn't do any of my parts until I got everybody. It was so cool. It was so cool. And I told Shady, okay, he did back to me, so I'm gonna lead you into your joke, obviously. And I let him in a joke, but his joke, he did even better. He did even better, right? Everybody did so good. I love it. And then you had the balance between analytical and funny. And then and everybody had like a mix of all of them. Our Chalabron was, like, Aaron's was probably the most analytical analysis there. Like, the most in-depth analysis. Sorry. The most in-depth analysis there. And he still led up with one of the most fire jokes of the entire video. Our Chalabron, right? Such a subtle but great joke. There were so many good clips in that thing. Mount didn't wear a suit. And that for me was the most surprising thing. Anyway, back to this matchup. That's all to say that this game, and I'll see if we do one for the next final change. It's a little bit tough because everybody's going to VGC events, so I can't get every single coach for that. But yeah, I think that Aaron's modes are scarier for Nekra. And I think the fact that he has G-Weezing is just so good because a lot of Nekra's Pokemon really do depend on their abilities. No, it was great. It was great. It was such a great joke for many layers, right? Obviously, LeBron joke, how LeBron runs his team, whatever. But the fact that he's talking about the LA Wakers, who are literally the Los Angeles Lakers inspired, is crazy. So many good layers. Like, when I heard that joke, I was like, bro, you're a beast, man. You're a beast. Like, I wish I had another section after his because I had so much I wanted to add on, but I was like, okay, I gotta cut the video here. We gotta cut the video. Check out all the coaches, etc., etc. But like, we're at such a draft renaissance because we're getting comments actually once again talking about discussions like this. We're getting people uploading videos about the draft league that are not in the draft league, which is top tier. That is how draft started, right? Back when we were in the UCL, there was literally a website where 3-4 people would give their thoughts on every single game every week, and they would talk about predictions and stuff on our UCL website. That shit was crazy. So it's just awesome. It was just so awesome. Anyway. Sorry, I'm very happy with how the league is going. And I'm very happy with all the coaches and all that stuff is coming out. And it just feels like draft, man, is back. Even though this is most likely the last draft for all of us for this year. I might join a Gen 7 one, but that's for the AIM Plus channel, just because I want to use Buffalo. That's the whole reason why I'm joining that league. If I don't get Buffalo, I'm dying. But anyway, matchup is definitely Aaron favorite versus Nekra. I think a lot of Nekra's Pokemon are just, they need their abilities, right, to be good here. And Wheezing shuts them all down. And Golden Go kind of deals with a lot. I think that she does have tools to do. I think the Houndstone is really good here. I think that Garchomp needs to really carry hard. I do think it's a little bit hard to bring Dozo here. That's a setup Tatsu Dozo. So I think that she can take advantage of that. But you kind of have to call that in the builder. And that's another thing we're talking about. Like, Aaron's team is so frustrating because I think logically it makes sense to not bring Tatsu Dozo. Or you can bring them, but to bring like Unaware Dozo plus Tatsu Storm Drain. There's a lot of like, but Aaron can do whatever the hell he wants. He's a good player. They're both good players, both good commentators. A lot of the videos pop up in my feed. I've been watching them. Feels a lot more involved. All the eyes. It's so nice, man. It's so fun. It's literally like exactly. And keep in mind, this is season 1. Just splashed all this water on my face, my eye, all over everywhere. Hydro Flask, my ass, man. That's why I need my advanced shaker. Oh, I have a new shaker coming, by the way. I have a mega shaker coming, which I'm very excited about. Y'all see it next week. We're trying, Miyago. But this is just season 1, right? If Wolfey's big video on draft in December does well, we'll do something crazy. Like, it'll be a lot better. Like, it's good. I think it's great right now. But we'll do even more for season 2. But anyway, I'm loving that all the coaches are excited about this. I give this definitely, I want to say 60-40. Mega Shaker for Mega Evolution Z8. Yeah. I want to say 60-40, Aaron, based on team matchup. I think it's closer as players. But I think based on matchup, I feel like Aaron just has... I think Nekra really has to like bring out all the stops here to shut down Aaron. Because I do think the game can go to 3 for sure. I'm not saying it's a 2-0 sweep at all. I do think the game can go to 3 for sure. But I think it's easier for Aaron to win without doing anything flashy, right? That's another big thing about his team. His team doesn't need any flashy tools to do anything. It's like Primarina on Wolf, right? Doesn't need any flashy tools. You click your double stabs and you're good. Golden Go clicks his double stabs, it's good. Slacking clicks his coverage move is good. Palma clicks his dual stab or his dual stabs is good. So I think it's for Mega Evolution Z. Yeah, you already know. Game 1, every game 1 in week, or every game or every set in week 1 was so cool. Like going to game 3. But yeah, I just think that like it's really tough for me to look at matchups and be like Aaron's gonna have a bad one. You know, it just depends on how they pick. But I do think that Nekra can potentially catch Aaron off guard with like the Scarf Houndstone if she potentially brings it, or just Hal Houndstone. But even then, I don't even know if that's enough. Garchomp needs to carry here. I'm glad Shady swapped from post to live com between week 1 and 2. Yeah, I would have loved to see his reaction week 1 to when he got the win. He was making some crazy doubles. When is new? What do you mean new tier? Brats. I feel like Nekra can get one lucky call with like Gyarados, Chomby, Key, but Cybertron is a good player. Yeah, his adjustments would be really big and good here in my opinion. All right, so 2 very big changes. 2 very big changes we saw here, right? Mount changed half his team. And next week he actually ends up changing half his team again for his final picks. And then the Wolfey obviously have his Sui and Sliggoo, which is good here, guys. Like, isn't his Sui and Sliggoo very good here? Is it usually... It's cool to see him. I agree. This is my first time watching draft. It's quickly become my favorite competitive format. They use so many different Pokemon weekly team building, just leads to so many interesting sets of game. Blink, I'm glad you feel that way, fam. I don't know if it's just because it's doubles that interests you, but I have 50 billion draft leagues on my channel. And in Scarlet and Violet, I've been doing pretty well in them. So if you would like to check them out, I have a bunch of playlists. All the coaches in this outside of Wolfey, every other coach in this has at least 2 on their channel. Aaron has the other SPL. Nekra was an SPL. James was an SPL. So we have that. And we did doubles for that league. We used Mythical, so that was really fun. And then myself and Uzi and Mount are in a billion different drafts. Like, so if you want to check out the content, feel free to. I think Slig was amazing. Sap Sipper is so good here. You're immune to the sleep moves. Utera to be... Where's Oranguru? Utera to like resist Blaziken or at least tank it. Like Terra Fairy, Terra Water is really interesting here. So I think Sliggoo actually has a legitimate shot at coming. CV Marcus, my goat. Appreciate you, brother. When are you going to come back to playing in a draft with me? Again. Other mons that I think are really interesting here too. Guys, look at this team. And look at Electivirus. Let me know. Oh, okay, if you're actually, I know you're busy with stuff, but we'll talk about it for our champions for sure. Look at Electivirus speed tier. Later, Melina. Appreciate you, fam. Look at Electivirus speed tier and look at Wolfey's team. Look at the speed tier and look at that gold. Fabio looks amazing on you. Just look at the team. Why is Wild Charge like low kick, Ice Punch unironically good here? Next to like coaching Scraggy or coaching Blaziken even, right? Why is that unironically good here? It can be tough to beat. So I actually think there's actually a little bit of chance for Evire to do some work. Primarina is good in every game, right? There's no denying it. Primarina is good in every game. Because Wolfey's team is not like... I mean, the only S-rank mon on his team, in my opinion, is Primarina. I'll be honest. Like, that mon was way too cheap. We made that mon way too cheap. That mon is broken. Like, Primarina is Blood Moon. To Mount, as Mount's Blood Moon is to Wolfey. Not that. He had some sauce for sure. His record doesn't show his strength. I agree completely. I think that in terms of this league, Primarina is going crazy. I think pretty sure it's one of the kill leaders. Is the Arcanine finally making an appearance? 100% should. Checks Blaziken, checks Torkoal. Like, Primarina is too good. The fact that its spread moves are just too strong is crazy. I think it was a little bit more than 11, but still. I thought it was like 16. I still feel like it should have been like 17, 18. Vileplume hard walls. Can you fit Vileplume into a team into like Arcanine, Espathra, Glamora, Noivern, Mamoswine? That's the tough one, right? I think it's very tough. I think it was like 15 or 16. Premium was really cheap. I think it's very tough to fit that into on Mount's team, right? Like if I'm Mount, I bring Blood Moon for sure, right? I bring like Illumise, little Tailwind support. I like Electivire. I think Electivire clicks good here, whether it's Follow Me, but more importantly, I think attacking Electivire is good. I like Blaziken a lot too. Like those four I like a lot. You can go Trick Room or Oranguru as well, but Wolfey has pretty good Trick Room options too. I agree. Primarina was the best cost of value on 100%. Thinking of offensive Oranguru this week. I don't know if Electivire runs Follow Me or coverage. I feel like coverage is so good into Wolfey. Norvin does get Rain Dance. That's what I'm saying. Hariyama checks all the slow mons, so I think there's no point in running like Trick Room. So like if you bring Oranguru, it's just to have like fast and Hariyama instruct the mon after the end of the turn. The mon lives, hopefully. I like Blaziken a lot. I like coaching Blaziken into Evire, coaching Blaziken into Ursaluna, if it's AV, just to get the defense raise into like Mamo, Hari, etc., etc. I like Sliggoo, dude. I like Sliggoo from Wolfey's side. I think it's good here. Primarina obviously comes. Hariyama obviously comes, right? You need to bring Hariyama into Trick Room mode. Because not only is it good in Trick Room mode, but it also has Fake Out to stop like the regular modes. Yeah, Norvin with Tailwind also to match the opposing Tailwind, because you just protect plus Tailwind is really cool. Could you run Curse? Because Sliggoo can have like Curse Life Do. Potentially. I saw a replay recently with Cursed Life through Sligo putting in some work. Orngu with Psychic is interesting. I think you leave Torkoal at home. There's too much. Like, if you go Torkoal, you're giving your opponent too much, in my opinion. So I think I'd definitely leave Torkoal at home. Like, you're already naturally weak to Glim. You're still weak to Mammal, still weak to Prima. So I for sure leave Torkoal at home. I think the top 6 of Wolves could all come. I think Sligo can also come from that too. I think you could justify a Spathra. Lumina Crash next to like Primarina is pretty deadly. But I think Arcanine just needs to come. The Intimidate, the Fire Resist, 100% needs to come. Because like if you don't bring Arcanine, low-key Copper Raja under Trick Room kind of goes stupid. I don't like Trevenant at all. So I agree here. Vileplume is... I guess Sleep Powder is good. I think Torkoal for sure goes on the bench, though. Skiploom also goes on the bench. Similar reason. No reason to bring it. All the other Mons, besides those, I think all have a possibility. But I think Wolf is going to try... well, Wolf is going to always try and click spread move with Primarina next to everything. Do you think Wolfey brings Glamora, or is he terrified of Blood Moon? I just felt bad most recent matchups. I agree. Scraggy's interesting because I think the big thing is the fake out support and like boosting under Trick Room to be slower than Hariyama, right? Like if you bring Scraggy, it's only for that. But I also think Copper Raja can do the same thing, can like Terra Fairy, play rough, and smoke Hariyama. Then just click like Heavy Slam or Iron Head if it's Sheer Force Life Orb and just kill everything too. Rock Slide, etc., etc. I feel like my Pokemon IQ is being tested. Why is Electabuzz in the same point tier as Primarina? Electabuzz is a goated partner, but I do think Primarina was just way too cheap. We 100% should have brought that one up. What do you think of Terra on this game for both sides? That's a good question. Into Wolf, I brought a lot of Terra Grass because I respect the Venomoth because I think Venomoth was really good into me, but that's because I had a Rain team. On this... Terra Waters are interesting for like the sun moves potentially. Primarina can just go Terra Fairy or Terra Water and just use a stab. Hey Faye, that's your boy Hopeless though that did that. Shout out Hopeless. That was your boy Hopeless. He made him so expensive. Yeah, I mean, the thing with Fairy is that his only resist would be Torkoal, which is not that great here, and Vileplume, which, like, Vileplume is good in a Prima, but Vileplume, look at the Brady Bunch around Primarina, right? Look at the Brady Bunch around Prima, right? You got Arcanine, Glamora, Noivern, and Mamoswine. And look at Vileplume, and look at those 4 Pokemon. Look down a little bit too at Jan. We got a Spatha right there on the left. On the right, you got Sligo. Like, yes, Vileplume walls Primarina, but that Mon is going for a spread move that's hitting the Mon next to it anyway, and then it's going to be next to a Pokemon that smokes Vileplume. That's wild, Faye. What up, Noobish? How you doing, buddy? I don't know. I think Blood Moon is really strong here, though. Don't get me wrong. Earth Power, Hyper Voice, Blood Moon. I like that Blood Moon. I like that, man. It has its... Everybody calls Blood Moon, and then its move is Blood Moon. I think Evire always comes, for sure. Evire's fast, and it actually hits decently hard. Terra Poison Blood Moon is pretty cool. Better than Steel here. I think Mamoswine is still a good mon in this game, but I like Terra Poison. Randomly woke up. How's stream? It's been fun. Just kind of chilling, talking. A little late night vibes. I kind of like Espathra because Espathra matches, like, you could run Terra Fight Espathra plus Terra Blast plus Lumina Crash plus Protect, and it's so strong. Because if you're Mount, you can't Tailwind out of it. And if you go over Trick Room, Hariyama's so good into you, right? And like you can't really punish a Spothra. It just clicks Lumina Crash, Lumina Crash, Lumina Crash. That's one of the mons I can see Focus Sash here anyway, because it kind of just gets a kill, protect, etc., etc. We're gonna be playing Cobblemon tomorrow, by the way, guys, with Blunder, 10 p.m. Robbie, I might come by. Faye, you a bad guy for that. You're a bad guy for saying Hypnosis their setter. But I think it's viable, right? I think it's very viable. So I'm up. I should probably build for my draft games, huh? You definitely should. I should do that too. I also feel like Masquerade not getting picked up at 14 is a little interesting with all the mid-spirit waters. Hey, Masquerade might get picked up next week. We're not done with changes yet. Some coaches still have a few changes they can make, and the week coming up is the last week they can make changes. Oh, it's 5 a.m. here. So, I mean, later tonight, I guess. I like Mamoswine a lot as well into Mount. I think the one thing that might be stopping it is that... Okay, so I'm trying to think of the givens. That's what I'm saying. A Spothra looks so good. Yes, DC pairs. Here's the thing about Mamoswine, right? I think the mons that look incredible into Mount's team are Arcanine, Primarina, Hariyama, Noivern, Espathra. I think those 5 look incredible. And then I think the last mon, Glamora is like weird because you're weak to everything because of the Earth Power Blood Moon, right? So I think Wolfey respects AV too much to bring Glamora, right? I think Mamoswine's good. But I also think Sliggoo's so good here too. You should do it, Noobish. I think Sliggoo's so good here, man. Sliggoo. I think it's good, Faye. The Cursed Life Do set. The set that you show, the little life do healing the homies and letting Primarina attack. Just being immune to the powder moves. But like on Mount side, I really like Illumise, obviously, the Tailwind, the support. I like Blood Moon. I like Evi. I like Blaziken. I think those 4 are super strong here. And then he just kind of brings the rest around it. The thing with Chlorophyll Sleep Powder is you can run Safety Goggles Arcanine, Terra Grass, Terra Poison. I think it's harder for Wolfey to actually run Terra Grass here, though. But I think that Torkoal, if you bring Chlorophyll, like that means you're bringing Torkoal. I don't think Torkoal's very good into Wolfey, man. Love the little mouse, but it wasn't doing squad on his team. Agreed. Well, the thing is, you got to think about like next to it, right? Because all those Molins outside of Evar, which Sliggoo beats, get folded by Prima, get folded by Espathra and stuff like that too. There's a lot of things here. I think he could also, low-key, I think Mount could also, I think Wolfey could also skill swap Sliggoo and just like do its thing. If Sliggoo had body press, man, it'd be the GOAT here. I think it's hard to say Vileplume's underrated though, because yes, it checks Primarina once, and then it gets blown up by everything next to it. Is 4. I think Espathra's just so good, dude. This is tough, man, because like, what 6 do you bring as Mount? Again, the 4 I like are Blood Moon, Illumise, Electabuzz, and Blaziken. Well, I mean, what's Speed Control though? Like Noivern matches Tailwind, and then if you go for Trick Room, Sliggoo, Hariyama better. Like Terrified Espathra's so good, exactly. It's so good here. It just clicks Lumina Crash. I don't like Torkoal. I really don't like Torkoal into a team with Primarina. Like, it doesn't even solve the problem, right? Yeah, you weaken the water move, but like, look at the fairy move coming out, which hits neutral on basically everything outside of Copper. I do like Copper, though. I think Copper being so slow in the Trick Room is a big plus here. I think Guru can do it. I think Copper is an option. And I think Vileplume, like you guys said. Copper Scraggy is really interesting into opposing Trick Room, right? Because they can coach next to that and they can Endeavor. But then on the flip side, you also have Oranguru, which can, like if Tailwind's up, and imagine just instructing Blood Moon to attack and then instructing it again. Terra Vileplume 6-0s. If it Terras, it's not going to resist the Primarina. Venonat's interesting, but I think there's too much special threats, fire threats to do anything with it. I mean, Blood Moon can't really kill Hariyama plus Primarina, so it's tough. It's really good though. You could just also just be Terra and trick him just hard. You beat Prima by hitting with your stabs. I think Prima lives though. I also think like Terra Poison on Prima isn't even bad. Terra, it's just weird. Like, I also think just Terra Fairy, just being raw Terra Fairy. I don't think Vileplume's as great, man. I do think offensive is good, which is why, but like I also think Wolfey respects Vileplume enough to bring Hisui and Sliggoo. That's also why I think Hisui and Sliggoo is just good. Like, Hisui and Sliggoo just walls the hell out of Vileplume. You can't Sleep Powder it, you can't Leech Seed it, can't Giga Drain it. I agree with that, but then if you're next to like Hari plus like Prima, and then Hari fakes out plus that, and Prima just double attacks, it's tough. Room Service Prima and Acid Spray Sliggoo. Oh, that's a fire attack, dude. That's a fire attack. I like that a lot. I think this one's really close though. I think Ivar is unironically a good Pokemon here. I think he has a good speed tier and actually has enough attack to do damage. I think anything that can OHKO Primarina, which Ivar can, makes it good. That doesn't need any buff. Who have Arcanine, Prima, Memo, Hari, Noivern, and Spathra are you dropping for Sliggoo? It's tough. I feel like Spathra's so good naturally. I think Arc has to come. I think Prima has to come. And I think Noivern and Hari have to. It might have to be Memo. Though, I think this Scraggy is more likely than Vileplume. Looks better in the matchup with Oranguru and Blood Moon. I agree. I think Scraggy going for coaching is real strong. I think Endeavor is really good too. I think Wolfey has a better matchup because I think while Mount can get up the Tailwind quicker than Wolfey by like a second, Wolfey just protects them on, has a Focus Sash on Noivern, first the items to see what you have, and then next turn he attacks. So it's just like... And on the flip side, Trick Room, yeah, obviously Blood Moon can Terra, which is big. But if it Terra Ghost, then... Maybe it's Terra Poison here. But if it's Terra Poison, it's weak to a Spathra. If you Terra Ghost, you take a lot from knockoff anyway, which Hari would always go for. It gets rid of the AV, potentially. That's true, Honcho. Honestly, Wolfey can bring whatever set he wants. Also, Mount is 0 and 2, but that is not, like, indicative of his skill at all. He's very good. And every game has been really close. This would be a great upset, though, if he wins versus Wolfey. I'm saying, Ivar is so cool here, right? I'm excited. I'm excited. Anyway, gonna give it to Wolfey. But I wouldn't be surprised if Mount caused an upset. Thank you, King. Faye, are you busy? Because I can't call Uzi to talk about the Uzi pokeaimMD matchup. And I'm trying to be non-biased. I'm on the bus. Yo, invite them all. Alright, let's talk about this matchup. So myself versus Uzi. I want you to keep in mind that Uzi and I had to play this same week we were playing finals. Right? So let's keep that in mind. You have to prep for both. I'm not saying the games weren't good. They were great. But just keep in mind, we're tired as hell. Back to back. So we were supposed to do it back to back, but we messed up something. So we ended up playing VGC first, and the next day we had to play this. It was supposed to be back to back. I already forgot what we prepped. I'm not gonna lie. Mons from Uzi that are really good. Whimsicott plus his ghosts. I think those top three are incredible, right? I think those top three are incredible into me. You have the Tailwind plus Sunny Day combo. You always bring that. 100%. You should always bring that into me. And then you have Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball as one of your coverage moves. So you should always have one coverage move. You should always have those 2 speed control moves. Last move could be anything. Encore, Fake Tears. I think Fake Tears is the scariest one because Fake Tears next to like a Specs Typhlosion or a Life Orb Dragapult or a Specs Dragapult. Shadow Balls and Dragos are very strong to me. Oh yeah, you sounded really tired on one of your previous recordings. Actually, I was going to ask that. Yeah, in the early one. In the early one in the BUB, I was tired. And then I got really excited as the game kept going. Why is Trick Room Araquanid plus Glade broken here? Very good. Which is also why I think Terra Fairy Lapras is incredible here. My team is different. We did do the trades. If y'all watch the thing, my team did change. I think Terra Fairy Lapras is incredible here. Doesn't care about Fake Tears Draco. Doesn't die out of Fake Tears Shadow Ball. Water Absorb. I wall Araquanid. I tank hits from Glade as well. I think that's really nice. I think Arch is amazing here because it's Arch. Arch is Arch, man. No matter what you do, Arch is Arch. One Mon that I think is actually very scary here is Berserker. Hear me out. This guy is very strong. One set that I'm terrified of is Room Service Berserker. Because then it's slower than Rhydon. And the one thing about this game is that I'm kind of forced into a lot of Terra Fairies, right? When you have Dragapult, you have Gallade. I'm kind of forced into Terra Fairies. Which is why Room Service Berserker is something that is so scary. Because Tough Claws, Iron Head, Close Combat, Seed Bomb, Fake Out, very strong to me. Knockoff, very strong to me. And a lot of my Pokemon are forced to Terra. He did get owned in a mock versus the cat. I did. That dude had room service and it smoked me. My Rhydon is very good in this game because it resists fire and can go for Rock Slide. Rock Slide high horsepower is obviously very good here. It's also just good into the Trick Room mode, but the room service cat is very scary. Do Jolteon and Rhydon make Toxtricity stay home? I think it's too hard to not bring Toxtricity. I think it's way too hard to not bring Toxtricity here. I feel like Toxtricity clicking water, clicking Boom Burst, Sludge Bomb into my Terra Fairies, and Overdrive is really good. So I feel like even with Rhydon allowed, you bring it because you just kind of force my Terra and then use it. Arch does do well in the Tox, but I still think like you got to think about it like in a you can't think about it like that. You got to think about it as a whole, right? Not in a vacuum, right? Yes, Archaludon does well into Toxtricity, but not after Fake Tears. You know, not after it's been forced to take damage. My Rain mode is very good here, though. I think my top 3 are really good here. I think Uzi's top 3 are really good here. Hurricane is 50% accurate in the sun. I want y'all to remember that. That's not a spoiler or anything that someone might say in the comments. There's not a spoiler. I'm just saying that's something I kept in mind while building. I found out I hated Hurricane in mocks. But it's so good because like, it lets you deal with Araquanid, it lets you deal with Whimsicott. Good neutral on Dragapult at 2 shots, etc. Good into Gallade. I actually think all of Uzi's Pokemon are good here. I think literally every single one of them could come. Finally, a Chimecho game. I literally think all of Uzi's Pokemon could come here, by the way. Like, I'm so serious. Every single one of them is good. Oh, the Dunsparce you might bring would be either the Weakness Policy Beat Up with Whimsicott with the Rattled plus Boom Burst plus Earth Power, or the like a Trick Room plus support. Not Trick Room that, but it's in support versus Trick Room. I think Malamar is really cool because look how good Sewer Power and Knockoff into my team. Araquanid is obviously amazing clicking Liquidation. Part of the reason why I really like Lapras in this game. It's also slower than, not my Rhydon, but it's slower than the rest of my team. So it's really good in Trick Room. What's Chimecho even do? Look, it's best, okay? Imagine he megas. Joe and his friends pull up on the enemy team. But yeah, I really think Uzi's Mons are all fine here. Like even Piloswine with Terra is really difficult to take out and can run like Roar. just like any special Dunsparce looks bringable, kind of like AV special T-Char Nekra bot. Exactly. My night's going well, fam. I'm gonna go to sleep soon, but it's been good. Mons from my side that are like also think I can consider. No, I think Piloswine's good. Piloswine with can go for Roar to phase me out. Can tear grass into my team and actually high horsepower and ISO spear a lot of my team and do real damage. After mocking versus all these, I literally mocked versus every single one of these Pokemon, and they all look fine into me. The Dunsparce is just a special attacker into my team. Gallade can be AV, right? AV 4 attacks. It can be Trick Room Citrus. Later, McDeezy. Shoot, Evan, man. Southern might be the play too. From my side, I also like most of my Pokemon. I think Jolteon is a little... I saw in chat you were talking about Jolteon. I think Jolteon's actually a little tougher to bring because you're outsped by the Ghost. You don't threaten Whimsicott with a KO. Eruption, Typhlosion there is going to happen. Obviously, you threaten Araquanid, but that's probably the only mon you're getting an OHKO on, right? Is Araquanid. And if it's AV, you're not. So I don't think Jolteon... I guess Berserker. I don't think Jolteon's that great here. I think that Water Shuriken is really nice from Greninja to like weaken that. Also, you talked about the stamina boost. I think that's really good too. I think Comfey healing priority doesn't matter if there's Trick 'em Up, doesn't matter if there's Sunny Day, doesn't matter if there's Tailwind. Comfey being able to heal is really nice. I like Comfey a lot. I like basically every Pokemon outside of Jolteon from my team. Chimecho is like anti-Trick Room if it wants to be, but it's not the greatest mon. Well, the thing about Sneasel is it's bulky enough to take the Ghost on, so it could threaten them with like Lash Out or Throat Chop or anything like that. And Gunk Shot's really nice for the OHKO and Whimsicott. The Whimsicott is really good at being Sash here. It also threatens Fake Out. If Whimsicott shows Terra Ghost at preview, I know that it's most likely Sash. Whereas if it's not Terra Ghost, if it's a different Terra, I'm thinking more so Covert Cloak. That's one thing to also like keep in mind with Whimsicott. Whimsicott's just so good too because it naturally deals with like Basket Legion. So does Araquanid. Gallade can run like Terra Grass, Terra Electric here, Terra Dragon, I guess, if you really want to. Can you Terra Dark a lot? Stuff for Prankster. I'm not really expecting a lot of, like, besides... Well, first off, Terra Dark is tough, right? Because Gallade, Whimsicott, Malamar, like, they're just all... Specifically Gallade is really, really good into that. So Terra Dark is a little bit tough. I think Terra Fairy is really good on my team. I think Terra... Like, other options like that, like, it's real tough, man. Moonblast isn't real offensive, yeah, but when you're weak to it and the homie's going for fake tiers too, it's scary. I also agree with you that Wide Guard Pelipper is very good here. I think Terra on Pelipper is very good here too. Wide Guard obviously stopping Eruption, Heat Wave, Shadow Ball. Skill Swap Chimecho to take Prankster. Chimecho is another mon that's like, here. Skill Swap is really interesting. I think all the rest of my mons besides Chimecho and Jolteon can come in this game. So I don't even think Chimecho's bad. It has so many support moves and stuff, but... Hey, Eterna. I wouldn't say better than Rhyperior. It's just cheaper. So for its price, I think it's better, right? Because it's literally Rhyperior Jr. with an Eviolite. Sunny Day plus Tail and 100% both come on Whimsicott. Like, you have to. I also agree with that, King, but at the same time, I also hate Game Freak for making Follow Me or Dragonarts not ignore Follow Me. If it has smart targeting, why are you following them then, huh? I did need the extra points for Jolteon and Comfey, 100%. Like, obviously, Meowstic, it sucks to let Meowstic go and Poltergeist just because of how much I love them as mons. But I do think the team overall got a lot. I think it's better. I think it enables a lot more. I do miss Poltergeist, though. I will say, I miss Poltergeist, man. Bringing that mon in, healing the homies, so good. Faye, what do you think? You think the team got better, or it's like... I think the team got strong. I think the team has a lot more modes now that are good. I just miss Poltergeist. I don't know. I don't know if he's still on the bus, but... You said I don't have redirection? I don't. I have Fake Out. Do I have redirection? I don't see any Follow Me. I don't see any Rage Powder. I did lose Rage Powder. But like, here's the thing. I was if I don't think the team got better. That's very fair. We were in call for a long time to end up on. That's very fair. Faye, myself, and Hopeless were in call for a long time trying to figure out our last 2 months. And we ended up getting Lapras Chimecho. There was talks about Golduck. There was talks about a lot. But I don't have redirection. But here's the thing. I don't think Rage Powder is that great of redirection. Not this season. In the SPL season where everybody had mythicals, there wasn't as much strong spread move damage as there is now. In this one, let's just go through the teams real quick, right? Armor Rouge wasn't picked up in that one, but you have Expanding Forces, Heat Waves, right? James is probably the weaker spread move of the entire league. I might be second, to be honest. Uzi's side, you have Eruption Homie, which is extremely strong, and Toxtricity, which does it by itself. Mount has literally Blood Moon and Torkoal. Wolf Primarina. You got the double EQs. All the EQs here. And the Rock Slides. The Make It Rains. Right? So, like, I feel like Rage Powder isn't actually as good in this league currently. I guess Ally Switch is kind of like redirection. I also have Fake Out too. Legend Rod is redirection too, sure. Blood Moon spread? No. Hyper Voice is spread, guys. Not that. Not Blood Moon. I was talking about Blood Moon, the Pokemon. I also think Comfy also does offset the downside of not having redirection. I agree. I agree with you completely, Faye. The Who Gives a Damn and just going for floor healing is amazing. Do I miss Meowstic? Yeah, I think Meowstic was a good Pokemon for the team. Could we have given up Greninja? Maybe. But I like Sneasel. I also low-key think, Faye, that what I love is Suian Sneasel. I think regular Sneasel would have been really good for us too. But I digress. I'm sure we're going to have some matchups where Suian Sneasel looks amazing. Chimecho does have Heal Pulse. Comfy has Floral Healing, which is essentially Heal Pulse. But it's plus 3 Prio. The only thing that super loves redirection is Basket Legion late game, but in 44 it's a lot harder to position in last respect stuff, and Wave Crash is a lot more useful. I agree with you. They go at the same time, but it just depends on speed tier. Comfey goes for Floral Healing to heal our Chaladon, to heal the team. It goes for Priority Draining Kiss to get a little bit of chip off on Dragapult, pick off a weakened Whimsicott here. It's can Tailwind or Trick Room, which are pretty decent options here in the Uzi to reverse his stuff. I really like Rhydon here. I think Rhydon with like Terra Fairy, Rock Slide is really good. But it's another reason why I really respect Berserker, because Berserker is so good into the team. AV Arch also can look like it never dies. I agree with you. But then you have to think about Fake Tears. You have to think about Sacred Sword. So there's a lot. So my Terra is really going to be important here. And like Terra Fairy is the first thing that comes to mind because of Fake Tears Draco being the only thing that can really KO an AV Arch. Because Fake Tears Shadow Ball won't. But then you got to keep in mind Berserker. Like, I think Berserker is really, really cool here. I think it's good here into me. I'm telling you straight up, when I got smoked by a room service Berserker in a mock, I was like, yeah. So you can't bring Terra Dark, Noobish, because, again, you don't want to lose to Gallade. I think Terra Ghost makes more sense on Arch in that regard. Fly could work too, I suppose. Poison's tough because being weak to Psycho Cut is scary. Obviously, the one thing that Terra Ghost has over the others is that my Arch is not really going to be my main way of dealing with the Ghost types. I've kind of accepted that. That's one thing I think that you have to think about in draft more than VGC is that, like, not every Mon's Terra needs to help it beat everything. It just needs to help it beat what it wants, what I need it to beat, right? AV Arch is definitely unkillable in this game. It's very good in this game, especially next to Comfey healing it. But if I Terra Ghost, I'm weak to both of the Ghost types. So will I Terra Ghost in front of the Ghost types? No, right? So what you're saying is your 5-minute prep gives you the advantage here. No, this was less. I probably prepped more for this than I did for finals versus Uzi, because obviously we've never played each other in VGC, and it's the one that I'm less familiar with. So I prep more. I do 5-minute prep during regular season for a lot of games, though. I will not in VGC because I don't understand VGC like that. But Natdex VGC, I do 5-minute prep sometimes. Yeah, so the thing about Swift Swim and Gren is that Whimsicott kind of just tailwind modes or sunny days, so it's a little bit harder. But I still think Basket Legion is very good. Wave Crash is so good into this team. Last Spec's so good into this team. I really like Lappers too. Freeze Dry and Muddy Water are really strong too. It's a little bit weak because it only 2-shots mons. I can't really OHKO anything, but it's still pretty cool. I agree. Give Greninja a Vacuum Wave. You already gave it to Sniper. I want to activate a weakness policy. But yeah, I think most of my mons are good here, like I said, besides Chimecho and Jolteon. I think all of them can come. I think literally all of Uzi's teams can come. But I think the scariest 6 for me are the top 3, the Gallade, the Berserker, and then literally Malamar. Though you can argue Toxicity too. I think those are the scariest, but you know what better for Basket, Swim, and Adaptability. Give Greninja back Map Block. Yo, imagine I had Map Block, dude. Oh my god, man. My draft would be broken if Greninja had Map Block, Faye. Like, the fact that I'll protect both, oh my god. Why'd they get rid of it? Malamar's been good, and it's good into me too. How the hell did they get rid of it? They're bad people. I hate when they do that. But it's another one of those, like, I don't think this is a matchup where I, like, oh no, I picked the wrong 6, I lose. I don't think it goes like that. Like, I picked the wrong 4, I lose. I don't think it goes like that. I think it's very close, though. Like, extremely close. I probably give him the slight advantage, like 51-49. Like, I go really, really, really close. Because I think I have a lot of tools into him, as you guys will see in my kit when we play. A gift from Malamar is pretty strong. I've been spamming self-status with Hopeless for a while now. It's so good. I know, man. Like, I still have Water Shuriken, but where the hell? First off, you get that, everybody. Where my damn Map Block at? Anyway, guys. It is 5:14 a.m. I know, the self-charm and self-fake tears into Malamar. That's another reason why I like Malamar, right? He brings that, plus he gets the Spidef raise with fake tears, and then it's really hard for Arch to actually overpower it. But guys, we're going to call it that. It's 5:14 a.m. I have a dentist appointment at 12. So I'm going to call it that. Get a couple hours of sleep if I can. Have a great night. Appreciate everybody coming through. And yeah, guys. I'll see you tomorrow with Cobblemon at 10 p.m. You can sleep now? Yeah. Like an hour or two, Honcho, and then wake up and hate it. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Peace, guys.